Another really handy tip to have in your arsenal is to know how to do transitions. So if I wanted to fade something out, that is the easiest transition of all. All you do is you just right click and you do apply default transitions. And then you can see here, and then I'll do the same on this. Fades out, and then it fades right up with the words. That's a really, really great transition just to fade out. If I wanted to fade between two video clips, have them fade into each other, all I do is right click on two clips that are next to each other. And again, apply default transitions. You have to be really careful when you do this. I really don't suggest doing this stylistically. It can create a few problems when your footage, you're extending it essentially and seeing a little bit more of it, but that's how you do it. Also, if you wanted to put transitions onto both sides of a clip at the same time or on multiple clips, all you do is you select them and you push Command T. And there we have transitions between all of these, as well as in and out transitions. The only other transitions I really recommend you as a beginner editor to use is a dip to white. And that is just right in our effects. All you do is you search for dip. You can see here dip to white comes up. And then what you do for this is you just put the transition wherever you want it between clips. And you can see this is what it looks like. It just kind of fades up to white and then fades back down into the clip that you have on your timeline. If I wanted to move this, I would have to just delete this one and then do another one. This is a really good transition to use to indicate a change in time. If let's say that you started your wedding movie trailer with photo session of the couple, which obviously happened, in the middle of the day or later in the day. And then you want to transition out of that and start chronologically. This is a really great way to do that. So let's just watch, kind of the effect that it has on the first few seconds of my wedding movie trailer. So you can see it just fades out, just creates kind of a separation of those two clips that are right next to each other. This was a clip. This is one of those things that, it causes a little bit of issues. That this drone shot, I had done a warp stabilizer effect on it. And now, instead of ending right here, my clip now ends right here as soon as it starts to fade up. And so you just have to reanalyze. It's no big deal, but it will affect your timeline a little bit. So you'll want to make sure that you either use transitions as you go, or make sure that you go back and watch everything after you put those transitions down. If you want to practice with more transitions, just come right here into the effects tab. And then under video effects, there's all sorts of effects. There's all sorts of video transitions. Again, if you're going to be editing weddings, don't use any other transitions besides the fade up and the dip to white. Anything else is going to just feel really cheesy and really silly. But if you want to kind of go in here and play with these and see what it does, there are a lot of fun things to do. Again, they just are so cheesy and a little bit amateur-ish. But it wouldn't hurt for you to know what's in there. So feel free to look at those and to play around with those if you want. But again, don't use them in your final video.